my gorgeous Gemini, and welcome to your general weekly energy reading. This is just a general reading, so please do take what resonates and toss the rest. Also, if you haven't had a chance to check out your other readings on my channel, please do so. Don't forget to hit that notification bell for future readings. I'll be putting up moon readings very shortly. Please do like, subscribe, share, all that other great stuff. Comment. I'd love to hear from you. And otherwise, we will go ahead and jump right in here. I will use a traditional tarot deck for your general reading, another tarot deck for your challenge card, and 3 oracle decks to kind of elaborate on your weekend into next week energy and vibe. So let's see what we've got going on for you here, and hopefully it will be something exciting. So let's see what your weekend / next week has for you. All right, so we're starting out with the Emperor card, and I feel like this is wonderful. This is your energy coming into the weekend. You're coming in with those boss vibes, okay? So you've maybe had a really good week with family, with friends, at work, whatever it may be, whatever resonates with you personally, but I feel like you are definitely coming in, with your game face on and good, good position, good posture, right? You're coming in feeling like you've accomplished stuff. You're feeling strong. Maybe you got a raise this week. Maybe you got good news at your job or at home. Something has gone well for you. Whatever it may be, I do feel like you are kind of on top of things now. And I do feel like for some of you, that's kind of a change over where you've been for a while. Maybe you were kind of feeling like things weren't going the best, but now you've hit like a kind of an incline, right? So this is good news. Something you've been kind of needing. So I do definitely feel like that. Maybe you've kind of opened yourself up to some new opportunities, things like that, because the next card I see is the 6 of Wands, and that is showing me that you are moving forward in a definite positive direction, new opportunities, new openings, and this could be, directly related to this Emperor card. You may have been offered, some new job options, even some new opportunities to take on different things at work, or just something that's going to allow you to kind of showcase your talents, shine a little bit. You may have gotten some good news about, purchasing something you've really wanted, a home, a car, something like that, getting a loan that you needed. Could be any number of things, take it as it resonates. But I do feel like you are really kind of on that uphill grade and you're continuing to go that route, okay? More and more will open up as you go along, options and opportunities, because down here we have the Star card. So I feel like you are just going to continue. So whatever it is that's kind of opened up for you, whatever options, whatever opportunities, whatever news that may have put you in this feeling of Emperor kind of vibe, whether again it was a cash injection, whether it was something you were really hoping to hear good news on and you've gotten that good news, whether it was a job opportunity, something good for your family, your kids got into a great school, whatever it may have been. Okay, I do think it's going to continue to progress in a positive direction, and those opportunities will continue to build, and you are going to hit a star level, basically. I mean, ultimately you're going to get exactly what you were hoping for, aiming for. So this may just be the first step. You may have been offered, okay, well, would you like to take on a new project at work? And you're feeling very psyched about that. You're feeling very confident and happy that you were given this trust in this new project. And that's going to parlay you into a possible, moving forward into a whole new position. And then you're really going to get, boss vibes out of that, a raise, a promotion, something like that, that kind of, growth, escalation, something where you really get to a point where you really want to be. So everything here is really upward trajectory, okay? So if you've been kind of feeling like you've been stable, status quo, down and out, if you've been in a dip or whatever, I think that's completely behind you. I think you are going to be having a good, upward movement for the next at least weekend, week, so forth, moving forward for a while. Time is fluid in tarot, so take that as it is, but I definitely think you have the opportunities coming, and then what you can do with them, sky's kind of the limit here with the Star card. So let's see what your challenge will be, though. It seems like there's always a challenge in everything. There's something that, hopefully it'll be something slight just to get over. A lot of times with opportunities, there are people who, are jealous, or people who don't want you to take those opportunities because they may take you away from them. Things like that typically tend to be something you see a lot in these kinds of situations, but let's see what we've got for you. Wow, that was pretty much called the Eight of Cups. So moving away from friends, family again. So I do think that that is very much a potential for you. And I see that often, and I feel like that is often the case. People feel like once you start taking off, you know, in your own life, that you're leaving them behind. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you're leaving them behind physically, okay? This could very much mean that. You may have a job opportunity, you may have a move opportunity, something like that, where you are physically leaving them, and that's very difficult for you. It's very difficult for them. To do that in order to chase those dreams, that star, that opportunity that you really want. That could be quite literal, that you are actually physically leaving. But in a lot of cases too, it is, you know, just spiritual, emotional, that, you know, a lot of people feel like you're kind of leaving them behind. You know, as you progress, they feel like, you know, oh, well, they're with a new clique, they're with a new group, they're in a new socioeconomic status, they're in a new friend circle because they're having to, you know, deal with this kind of people or those kind of people. And they kind of, I don't want to say that they're jealous. It's kind of a jealousy thing. I don't think they mean it to be, but they just feel left behind a little bit. So if that's the case, and that's kind of what you're feeling, is that you're, you know, your friends or family are kind of feeling like, you know, or coworkers, because you're moving up and they're kind of staying back, feeling like they're kind of almost shunning you a little bit or what have you, you know, just try to make them feel assured, you know, if that's concerning you or upsetting you or making you feel, you know, that it's hard to move forward happily and joyfully when you have this, you know, just make sure that you're trying to take as much time for them as you can to make sure that they know that you still value them as much as you ever did, that, you know, just because you're moving up and on. And the other thing I would say too is, if this is something where, you know, with stardom here can often come wealth, of course, we know that. And a lot of times when people see you spending new wealth, buying new things, flashy new stuff that they cannot afford, of course, that jealousy, you know, rears its head, and they feel like, oh, well, look at them. Now they're too good for us, kind of thing. And, you know, if that's the case, you know, just kind of try to, you know, do everything you can to make them feel like you're not trying to flaunt things in their face. If you understand what I'm saying. I'm not saying ever to not be proud of what you've accomplished, not, you know, relish in your, you know, your successes. You deserve them. You've worked for them, of course, but just make sure that you are doing it in a way that you're not braggadocious, right? So don't drive over to somebody's house that you feel is not going anywhere, that's been a good friend for your whole life, and say, look at my new car, look what I've got, kind of thing, if that's what you feel like you're dealing with. Okay, just kind of word to the wise. So, because I do see that a lot with people who get in these situations where they are really on the incline, and or they really get some good news and their friends feel like they're kind of being left behind and not no longer valued, or, you know, there's a little jealousy there. But I don't see this as anything major to worry about. Everything always usually shakes out just fine in the end on something like that. So not a real super challenge that you certainly can't handle or deal with. This is the Psychic deck. Let's pull a card on the Emperor card and see what we've got for you. And it is moving on. So I definitely feel like you are moving on. You know, you're moving on in your life in general. Okay. So however it is for you, whether you've gotten something good news, as in you've got a cash injection, you know, you got a big settlement, you got a big inheritance, you got a big raise, you got, you know, just you're retiring and moving, whatever it may be for you personally, you are definitely moving on to a new level. Okay. And it obviously ends with new opportunities and a star type of quality. So you are moving on because of this Emperor, boss-like level that you've hit. Okay. And we kind of see that throughout here. You are going to be moving upward and onward. And again, that's definitely a positive thing. It's not something you should feel bad about in any way. But, again, I know for some of you, this is going to be a difficulty. People might make you feel guilty about it. They might try to lay the guilt on you, especially if you have to physically move somewhere for these opportunities. You may have the friends and family playing the "don't leave us" card kind of thing. "Why don't you love us" card kind of thing, especially if you're like me, an only child, and you go anywhere, then that can be heavy. I'm fully aware. So, but just, reassure them that you can always connect, and we live in an age of technological, communication, and everything will be great. So let's get a guardian angel card here on the 6 of Wands and the 8 of Cups and Archangel Michael. Okay, so obviously you're going to be protected here, and I think that's one of the things is you just really need to be protected as you're moving forward. You will be, okay? So that's the thing. You may have some concerns, and this may be something that you are getting the heavy on, right? If you are moving forward, if you are moving away, that may be one of those things. Do you really want to move your whole family across country? Do you really want to try this? Do you really want to put yourself in this position? You may very well get that. You may also, have to leave some friends behind who their jealousy is too much to handle, that they actually become a little bit negative for you, right? Their jealousy can do a lot, especially if there's money involved. People can become, people that you seemingly thought were friends can become not so friendly. We've all seen it happen, okay, if money's involved. So your Archangel Michael here is there to protect you. So, just don't worry if you're getting that guilt. Oh, it's going to be dangerous. Don't move your family. Don't do this. Oh, you won't have anybody around. All these worries, all these fears, all this, don't worry. You're protected. You're fine. What you're doing, the decisions you're making, these are good, positive opportunities for you, and they're going to end very well. So, and even if it means you have to leave some negative Nellies behind because they aren't going to be good for you, that's meant to be, right? Your Archangel knows who is good, positive to have around you, and who is not. So trust in that, okay? So let's get a final advice card here. This is just a general advice card on your star card here, and see what we can close you out with. But it just looks like everything is really going to be going in a positive direction for you. This is probably one of the best readings I've had in a very long time. So that is fantastic, my lovely Geminis. And hopefully everything will be lovely and wonderful. So let's see what we've got here for you. And we have, gratitude is the force of peace. What are you thankful for? And I think, again, this is something that you are going to be really getting opportunities. You're going to be really getting what you want, your goal, your whatever your star is, gold star for you, literally. Just remember to be thankful, to be grateful, right? Because again, there are going to be people who are going to feel left behind. There are going to be people who are going to feel like maybe, hey, I helped you get there. I helped you, along the way. And they don't want to feel left behind, and they don't want to feel like you don't need them or you don't care about them. And especially if you really do love these people, they are close-knit friends, close-knit family. So just remember to try to show them your gratitude, and that you do care about them still. You do love them still. Try to make sure that you're not, being braggadocious even when you don't mean to be. Try to be cognizant of that. I know that's difficult when you're very excited about things. You don't mean to be rubbing things in people's faces. If you get a new car, if you get a new house, you're just excited, right? You don't mean to do that, but try to, before you do something like that, think, is that something that they could afford, or is that something that could possibly hurt their feelings if I, make a big deal out of my new car, my new house, my new whatever, right? So instead, just try to show them gratitude, be grateful for the things you have, but at the same time, make sure that you're also showing them gratitude for being there for you, being a friend to you, being, a family member that's supported you, those kinds of things, because, they'll appreciate that. You'll feel better about it. And you will really be able to enjoy your stardom that way, because I've read studies that have said that people who wake up, I think there were billionaires that said that every morning they wake up and say what they're grateful for, and it really starts their day off in a different perspective. So, people who kind of start with what they're grateful for, they really do appreciate things more. So maybe this is kind of, realize that, everything that you show gratitude for is going to feel much better to you. So hopefully this resonated with you. If it does, please do like, subscribe, share, all that other great stuff. And I hope to see you back really soon. And this looks fantastic. So really, really enjoy this weekend, next weeks coming up, because again, time is fluid in tarot, but this is looking like you are skyrocketing to really great places. So have a good one. Bye.